If you look at the modern migration in modern times from India to Canada, that's not the mainstream migration, because mainstream migration from India to United States is much more dominating than it is to Canada. So what happens in terms of choices of the migrants, that comes second. The destination country, Canada, comes second as an alternative to United States. But if you look at historically, then you will find that large number of unskilled workers had come to United States in the 19th and 20th century, early 20th century, building railroads and in the lumber mills and so on, so forth. So, but over time, you find it is the highly skilled migrants who have been coming to Canada, not only for work but also for study. So that perhaps trend is going to increase, because there are some fluctuations in the United States immigration policy, as a result of which sometimes you find that migrating aspirants who would prefer to come to Canada in that way. But I do not think that Canada can be considered as the final destination for these migrating people. That perhaps would decide the future trends. Canada should try to think out of the box, just not, follow the run-of-the-mill kind of attitude that other countries have. Not only United States, but even European countries or Australia, New Zealand, and so on. The destination countries where particularly Indian migrants, high-skilled migrants go. Most of these countries, excepting for the United States, the other destination countries, the immigration policy is particularly not stable. It keeps changing very fast, and that creates a problem with decision making by the migrants, where to go, how long to go, whether to be accompanied by family or not, and when to come back, and whether to go to another country from there. That, I think, stability, perhaps Canada can take a lead in bringing in stability to immigration policy. Canada perhaps would be a leader in doing that, which other countries are not following up. But for that, Canada has to be innovative and to some extent being bold also, in terms of having that kind of attitude. So that is one thing. The other thing is that Canada can perhaps try to make the immigration policy or practices, I would say, as different from policy, migrant friendly, based on the rights based approach of the migrants. Because at the moment you feel that people talk about the receiving country, people talk about the destination country, but there is very few talk about the third stakeholder, which is the migrant or the migrant's family. That's where I think there is scope for Canada to take a lead, I would think. I would not, particularly I have not worked enough on Canada to identify which regions attract what kind of migrants. There are different types of migrants, highly skilled migrants, IT professionals and so on, nurses for example also come, but there are also low skilled migrants who are coming to Canada from India. But if you make that distinction, then you will find that metropolis cities would be the hubs from where high skilled migrants would be coming to India, to Canada, from India to Canada. And these migrants need not belong to the periphery of these cities only. They could be belonging to different states, but because they happen to be studying or working in these metropolises, they are coming from there. Whereas if you look at the unskilled migration, labor class migration, then you have to go to the periphery, and that could be either in North India, it could be Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and so on. In the South India, you can find them in Tamil Nadu, in Kerala and so on. And Eastern India also is a potential source of bringing in migrants to Canada.